last night I tried to log into my Instagram as normal, and I found something which has crushed me, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I've worked for 2.5 years, made about 1,300 different designs, posted all of them on my Instagram, ended up building like a really amazing community, getting a decent amount of followers. I was on 18,700, and as I'm sure you can read on the screen, my account was suspended. I tried to appeal it, got nothing back. Literally got the exact same message they sent initially. Like, they didn't even read what I said for the appeal. And then it's just gone. My account has been terminated. Everything that I'd worked for, it feels like it's gone. Yeah. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty heartbroken, but also somewhat inspired. I don't know. Okay, so just for context, I'm recording this June 2nd. This happened like 11 o'clock at night, June 1st. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know me, and that maybe is just watching this video on a different platform, I'm not sure where I'm going to post this or anything yet. My name is Darcy. I am the founder of DBDesigns, which is a clothing brand and also a concept kit Instagram account, or used to be anyway. So about 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, I started posting just some designs I made of concept football shirts on Instagram under this moniker, and just kept on going from there, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. It was something amazing. I never made any money off it. I never tried to infringe on the copyrights of any of the teams or anything like that. I just loved showing my creativity in ways that I can make these designs and things like that. So yeah, eventually over time started growing a little bit, getting a little bit of success. I found that I was just working harder than a lot of other people in this space. I was posting twice a day, every single day, without a break for 3 years. That each design probably took me between 30 minutes to an hour, so I don't need to do the math for you, but it's probably definitely over 2,000 hours worth of work has gone into this Instagram account. And yeah, just tried to log in on a normal day and it's all gone. But you know what isn't gone? Me. The knowledge I've gained from this, everything like that, I've got all of that still in here and in here. So going forward from here, what I still have as well is my business, which goes under the same name, DBDesigns, and it's a clothing business. I figured I love making these designs. Obviously, I can't be selling my own Barcelona concept because I feel like Barcelona and Nike and Spotify might have just a little bit to say about that. However, what I can do is I can make my own designs under my own brand and sell them to you guys. I've got a really strong social mission behind it. I've got a website. I've got everything set up, and I was planning on using DBDesigns as a way just to go and attract potential people. So the account was terminated on June 1st, which actually makes it kind of easy for statistics and things like that, because in May I reached 1.3 million unique viewers. People that just see my content, things like that. And totally, in May again, my stuff had been seen 3.4 million times. I mean, it's just crazy numbers to think about, because to be honest, I make the designs on my computer at just random times of the day, then go and schedule them to be posted, and then, yeah, that's it, I move on to the next one. I've never met a fan, never see anyone that could have interacted. Obviously, I see people's comments, and I see, people reaching out over DM to go and, tell me how much they love my posts, or, ask me for teams and stuff. And while that is all still cool, just the metrics and how many people I was able to touch with this is just completely foreign to me. I never could conceptualize it. However, the problem is that I was planning on using that for the marketing, because if you have 1.4 million different people seeing your stuff, let's round it down to 1 million, just get rid of a casual 400,000 people. But if we round it down to 1 million, if I'm trying to sell 100 shirts, I need 1% of that million people to like the design. That's pretty feasible. And then of that 1% of them, I need 1% of them to actually like it enough to buy it in order to sell out. I mean, from a marketing perspective, that's a pretty nice place to be in, if I'm being honest with you. And yeah, it's just kind of turned the world upside down now to no longer have that. But it's also kind of something cool. Because to me, this business is a lot about learning. It's about teaching myself how to operate as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's trying to build up their own brand into something amazing. So yeah, well, it would be a lot easier than what it is now to go and sell when I had DBDesigns, but that also means that now I have to try incredibly hard to sell these shirts, and I'm going to learn so much about marketing, and I'm going to build such an incredible community because I have to now. And I guess that's a large part of what this video is about, because I want to introduce the Business Chronicles. I think I'm going to actually call it the DBDesigns Chronicles, and this is the first episode. This is me at my lowest point, and I'm going to be trying my hardest to build a community, just to interact with anybody that might be watching this, anybody that might be keen, that might like my designs, things like that. I'm sure at some point I'll have put an overlay with like my different shirts and stuff, just so it's not some random bloke yapping at you with a shirt that's mostly hidden by a jacket on whatever platform this is on anyway. But yeah, I want to build a community. I want to take your guys' ideas, try and incorporate that into the brand, and try and sell to people that really fuck with the mission. You know, people that love what I'm about, what the business is about, and that relate as well. So yeah, that's what this is all about. For more details and all that stuff, I'm going to cover that in a later video. I think I want this video to be raw, emotional, mostly unplanned. I mean, I've got a rough draft here, if you can see. Oh, I've lost the thing on there. That's fantastic. But you know, that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. But that's all I've got for this. I'm just yapping off the top of my head. Yeah, sorry, that's gone black now. But yeah, I want to try and, I guess, be raw, be unfiltered. This is me at my lowest. Yeah, it's me at my lowest. Because beforehand, I was up here. I had millions of people looking at my stuff. I was getting thousands of likes every day. I was getting massive people notice my account. Just before it got suspended, I was working with massive people. You know, before this account got terminated, I was in contact with a professional football club that regularly plays in the Champions League and achieves top 4 finishes in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, to potentially do some design work for them. You know, I was being noticed. I had all of this stuff, and now I've got nothing. I've got no fans anymore. I've lost a lot of my notoriety because people can't find my stuff anymore. They say that when you lose everything, that means you've got nothing to lose. But I feel like there's another way you can say that as well. Because when you lose everything, when you go from here to down there, you've lost everything, which means that therefore you have everything to gain, everything to build on. And then this time, I can be so intentional in what I'm trying to build towards, that I can build just this awesome community. This is day one. This is me at my lowest. I promise you, you'll never see me. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because you probably will see me at this level again, because at some point, hopefully in a good couple years time, something catastrophic like this will happen again, and I will need to start from scratch in whatever business I'm doing, like whatever's going on. I know it's not like that. I know it's not just standard growth like that. But I can tell you, this is episode 1 of the Business Chronicles, of the DBDesigns Chronicles. Episode 2, I'll be there. Episode 3, I'll be there. Episode 4, who knows? I might be back down there, but I can promise you, by episode 10, I'm going to start from there, I'm going to be up there. Because that's what this is all about. It's about persevering. It's about knowing that they can take anything away from you, alright? They can take all of your money, and by they I mean everything. I mean the world. They can take away people that you love. You can have no one. You know, my neighbours, for example, they could start a fire tonight when everyone's asleep. It could go and engulf our house as well. It could burn everything. I'd have no possessions. Everybody in my family would burn as well. I'd have nothing, but do you know what I'd still have? Do you know the one thing that nobody can ever take away from you? What's up there and what you choose to feel in there. Because those two things, they're up to you. And while this has been taken away from me, there's nothing I can do about that. Do you know what I still have? I have the experience and I have the knowledge of how I built this up, because this was not luck. I posted an incredibly consistent amount of times with high value content tailored specifically towards my audience. And I know that I can do that again with whatever you give me. And I know that I will do that again. Because that is knowledge that nobody can ever take away from me. They say that you don't really learn a whole lot when you're winning. It just proves to you that what you're already doing is good and that there's no need to change, because if what you're doing is good, then there becomes a certain threshold where most things are actually going to hurt you more than they're going to help you. But when you're at this stage, if I'm doing what I'm doing now, I'm fucked. I got nothing. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just yapping on camera at the moment. But that means I have to innovate. I have to try things. I have to see, what about if I do this? What about if I do that? And from there, I can tell you there's going to be a whole lot of things which I fail at really badly. There's going to be a whole lot of things which you might see and just might never see again, because it's just going to be so tragically horrific. But there's going to be 1 thing, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I'm going to do which are going to help me out so far in the long run. Because it's not about how many times you do the same thing and succeed. It's about how many times you fail. It's about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you're pushed to the ground and how many times you get straight back up. And that's what I want this series to be about. I've been pushed pretty far fucking down, but I'm going to be making a ladder for myself, and I'm going to be pulling myself out. I hope that you guys found this interesting. I hope that you found it kind of okay. Please leave a comment. Like, I'm at the moment talking to a camera, but beforehand that used to at least go out to people, so I knew that people were watching. Now I'm not even sure if one person's going to watch this. At that point, at what point does it become schizophrenia? At what point am I just talking to the voices in my head? Because being realistic, I don't need a camera to do that. I should do it less than what I do it right now. But if you don't want me talking to the voices, can you please leave a comment telling me something? I don't give a shit what it is. If it's, haha, you fell, fuck you, okay. If it's, I'm so sorry to hear that, I know you're going to succeed, okay. I don't really mind. If it's anything constructive feedback, go and change the colours, like in the colour grading of this video. It doesn't look right. I don't really give a shit. If it's constructive like that, I'm definitely going to use it. But please, just let me know anything at all that you'd like to go and say. It really helps me out massively at this moment. So yeah, I'm probably going to post some more of these in the future when there's stuff to talk about. So yeah, expect some of these coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and I shall see you later on.